morning, everyone. AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119. Also, HarbachElectronics.com. Sorry, I've been so busy here. So, have a Sb221 on the bench. This one has 10 meters in it. So I'm going to go through it, do everything I normally do. It's going to get a new metering board from Harbach, new filter cap kit from Harbach. Band switch looks okay. Already turned it on. The fan's operating like it should. Filament transformer's okay. Someone tried grounding the grids. They used wire. I'm going to go through everything, make it all correct. Needs new SO239s. Power cord needs to be addressed. There's damage to the insulation. It has no strain relief. Just has zip ties on the inside. Has a grommet here, so I'll take care of that. Change plate blocker, parasitic expressors, add a series glitch resistor, change meter lamp bulbs, clean the switches, the relay, everything. So I'm going to get to work and stay tuned. I will see you guys in a bit. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. So filter cap board kit has been installed. I use the best capacitors, the Chemit caps. Always brand new stock from DigiKey or Mauser. So I always also put a dab of silicone between each set of caps and on the top plastic piece underneath the cover, just a tiny bit, and I slide the plastic pieces in between the caps. That just keeps this assembly from working its way out. You always want a gap between the resistors and the board. So everything's soldered nice. I always add a new B positive wire and B negative wire. New Harbach metering board. Put the series glitch resistor in. I don't have it on the board because this generates some heat, and you don't want that on the board. That's a really bad idea. Okay, so I always remove the outer brass nuts because these these fiber washers break down over time, and the internal nuts are always really loose, so I snug up on them just ever so carefully, and then I resecure the outer nut, replace the meter lamp bulbs. I always spread the clips just so these don't pop off. You don't ever want to pull on these. I always wedge a little screwdriver in between and carefully pull it out. Okay, so another note, I always flow solder onto both sides of the board. They're through hole trace type, so it's just how I am. I want everything perfect. Okay, so I'll also remove the 632 nut in the feed through and snugged up on the inner one, and I move this potentiometer. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I think the person made the ALC adjustable. Okay, so I secured the ground wire to the board in case these screws were to become loose. These also have a ground connection trace, but it's just a fail safe. Okay, so I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to put the cover back on the side and then flip it over on the bottom and get to everything on the bottom. So stay tuned. See you soon. Okay, so I'm going to show the bottom real quick here. So grid connections were grounded with wire. I'm going to remove all those and use strap. ALC wire was cut. I'll redo that. Looks like one of the RCA jacks probably failed and moved over the key. I don't know why. Well, I guess he removed it. I don't know why, but weird. It's like they cut the yellow wire that went to the ALC and connected it to the relay coil, the negative side, switch side. So fix that, and they put a resistor in series. I'll remove that. I'll also solder and heat shrink the fan wires. So it looks like only one has a wire nut. As you can see, the zip tie strain relief setup. I have a stock cord, so I'll swap that out. Cut the cap here, makes it easier to get at the connection for the bracket assembly for the filter caps. I'll always replace the small nut here with the cap nuts. Okay, so let's see what else here. I'm also gonna solder the choke here. I want to get the bias lead away from the output. There, okay. And I'll zip tie everything up nice. I'll check this breaker. It's at an angle. I think, yeah, it just looks like it's just from the panel. This was bent at some point. So I'll do the nut here just to make sure it's not broken. But I only do what needs to be done. And I think this was the one. I have another one here, but I believe this is the one that had the socket that was overheated, one of the filament connections. So I'll look at that closely. I might have to change the socket out. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll see you guys in a bit. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so here's the bottom. So someone added a cap to lower the feed through SWR. Leave that alone. I didn't want to touch the wire connected to the negative side of the coil. I've had a problem in the past where I messed with it and it damaged the coil, so I left that alone. Solder joint was fine, so I added another yellow wire for the ALC circuit. Change the cap over here. Let me get a pointer. You know, people don't like my fingers, some people. So the socket's okay. I cleaned the connection. I looked at it really close and I did not have to change it. Got rid of those bypass caps, put in line rated ones because they didn't have the right ones in here. So aluminum in there shaving. I'll clean this out before I fire it up. So place the cord with a stock one. Pulled the breaker out, looks fine, so I left it alone. Soldered the ground connection really well. Now it has the proper strain relief. Changed the SO239s of brand new ones from Max Gain Systems. The old ones were mismatched and they were loose. I only change these if I absolutely have to. Usually they're fine, but these ones were totally shot. So this side was missing the internal tooth lock washers. Secure this. So grounded the grid connection. Grid connections, there are 3 per tube. There's 1 grid per tube. So used copper strap with 632 screws with a cap nut. Fix the solder connection over here. Clean the relay contacts. Let's solder the safety choke. Move the wires over to the other side of this ground tab. And the new RCA jack. And connected the braid for the input coax. It was extended over going to the other side. Remove that resistor. And used cap nuts for the clamshell assembly for the filter caps. Yeah, I need to clean all this out. And I always check these connections, make sure they're tight. I'll pull them off and crimp them a little bit and push them back on. If they're damaged, I'll actually solder them. Okay, so that's about it. I will show you something I found in the other half once I resecure this and eat some food too. I'm getting hungry here. So I'll be back. See you soon. Okay, so I noticed something that I missed when I first looked at it. Look at that. No screw through there, and someone made like a makeshift bracket. Usually there's a right angle bracket at the bottom of the capacitor. I don't know what's going on. I've never seen this before. And they used like a self-tapping, or I can't tell if it's a self-tapping screw or not. Maybe, I'm not sure, but that is not original. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to try to save this cap because it's in good condition, so I don't have to charge the customer for a replacement. But you want a nice low inductance connection between the plate tune capacitor and the tube grids. 1 grid per tube. Okay, so I'm going to eat something and then I will take this capacitor out and see what I can do. I figure out what's going on here. That's just really weird. Okay, see you guys soon. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back with the completed Sb221. Customer wanted to see it working here. Got the 2500 watt slug, PEP kit is on, so amps rated for roughly 1200, so it'd be between the 1, 0, between the 10 and the 15, the line right smack in the middle. Amp is on, there are the settings. There's the high voltage, low setting. Okay, radio set to roughly 90 watts or so. Audio hello, hello. Going to bird dummy load, key the amp, audio hello on the lower voltage setting, so that's about 900, 900 right there. Tit 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 tit. Audio hello, hello, hello. Audio hello, hello, hello. Tit 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 tit. Okay, we're gonna put on the higher voltage setting. Audio hello, hello. Audio hello, 1250, 1250, 1250, 1250, 1250, 1250, 1250, 1250, 1250. Tet 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 tet. Put it on relative power. Audio hello, hello. Grid current. Audio hello, hello, hello. This meter's not zeroed out, that's why it's a little bit higher. Audio tet 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 1250, 1250 works as it should. Oh yeah. High voltage. Never ever switch this under load, ever. Okay, so I'm gonna let the tubes cool off. Already tested it on the other bands. Higher input has to be around 10, he doesn't care. In order to mess with that, whole front panel has to come off. It's pretty involved, so I always leave it up to the customer. I'm gonna change this screw so it matches. Okay, so tubes cool off for a sec. I'll shut it off, let the high voltage bleed down, unplug it, and I'll go in there and show you what I did. Stay tuned. Okay, so here's the inside. I had to change that capacitor, unfortunately. I didn't want to, but there was no way to secure those brackets real tight. I mean, I can't put a nut on the ceramic side, so put a new one in, new plate blocker in, new strap going over to the plate choke, new parasitic suppressors. Those are the Amprex tubes from Penta, my test tubes. Okay, so added a 500 puff High Energy Corp doorknob cap for the 80 meter patter. Clean the output rotor switch with deoxy gold. Input rotor switch with deoxy gold, change the meter lamps, new Harbach metering board, voltage lead, high voltage, lead, series glitch resistor. Like I said before, I always tighten the inner nuts on the meters and also the nut on the feed through on the inner side and outer side. I always make sure the wires are soldered on both sides, like I said before. Fix that solder connection, coil, the side of the coil over to the connection right there. New Harbach filter cap board kit. Okay, so I had to modify that capacitor. I've showed how I modify it before. I pull that phenolic piece off the end and I grind off the splined portion. Then I use a coupler with a shaft extension, so I basically just extend the shaft out to the front. Relocated that potentiometer. I'm not sure if that's stock or someone added it. That may have been something they added towards the end. I'm not sure, but okay. So I'll flip it over and I'll show you the bottom. Oh, one last thing. I also cleaned the copper surface. So this did not have the phenolic piece under the cover for the high voltage crowbar. You always want that enabled. Never take this cover off with it on. This will short, plus it's dangerous, it's lethal, it can kill you, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so I'll flip it over and I'll show you the bottom. See you soon. Stay tuned. Okay, so I already showed the bottom in another video, so no need to show that all over again. So if you need an amp repaired, feel free to give me a call. Phone number is 203-892-4119. Websites are amprepairguy.com and also harbachelectronics.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.